So to start the video, we are going to talk about the context of violence concept. So violence is the way to hurt and harm people by a psychological or physical way. Is the use of courage produced by different behaviors and usage, where the victimizer devalorize the ability of choosing from the victims and remove it. So the victimizer needs to release their angriness on reality for feel free. That in most of the cases is motivated by a resentment feeling composed by hate to society and people.
Okay, now the question is, where do we can find violence? Okay, violence is found anywhere, but the thing that matters is the environment where the person is raised. So you see, if the person is raised on a violent environment, then the person is going to prefer violence. But if it's on an environment with no violence, then the person won't prefer the violence and would be a
different type of violence. Physical, that is where the power or force make the victimizer to be physical aggressive. Okay, psychological affects people mental health. Also deprives them from future opportunities for themselves, because that this isolation of the individual, it is caused by this harm. Sexual will remove the ability of choosing from someone. Also abuse their vulnerability in any time. Okay, the privation that is involved in all the mentioned aspects that makes the individual to be private of social lives and other aspects. Our experience regarding the activity of writing the text about a history of violence help us to understand as students to reflect more about the concept of violence and its definition that we began to see and construct at the beginning of the period. Besides that, we learn to improve our knowledge by producing a feeling of concern about what happened in our society. Also, the life of a serial killer that affects the whole country. Mostly, he caused like a lot of trauma of kids, of children. So we manage to understand that the society lacks of mechanisms of prevention and defense against violence, and need to monitorize this field.
Perfect opportunity for us to reflect, as in the group we discuss the different opinions and the feelings about the problem. Okay, now while we talk about violence, was the problem and its cause. For example, Garavito, he was a violent person, but because of the environment where he was raised as a child. We think also that the society is a little guilty for the pressure that it gave for the influence needed on the society for them to be better as a vulnerable people. Now we understood how important. Okay, now we also saw how as a childhood it affects the person as the personality. For example, Garavito or any person that we see, it causes the violence. For example, if you are born on a violent environment, then you are going to be a violent person, and vice versa. And also, if we don't like that faith. Now, finally, we can say that if we don't change ourselves, we are going to end up like Garavito. We are going not to be exemplary people, and we are not going to move ourselves in the life.